and Lily can get this too. All right, graphing calculator. Okay, if you have a school calculator or your own personal calculator that you have not programmed anything into, to get it back to factory settings, okay, do you see above the plus button where it says memory? Okay, to get to all the blue little things, you have to hit second. So I'm going to clear the memory. Second, plus, and then you get this screen, memory. We want to reset it, so I'm going to hit 7. All to the defaults, yes, 2, reset, what, 2. What? That's not what I wanted. Second, plus, 7, all RAM, 1, and 2. So we just cleared the memory. But let me tell you this. Do not ever do this at the high school once you have programmed things into your calculator. Because if you do, everything that you've programmed is now gone. I have, in essence, taken my calculator back to the factory settings. This is the nuclear option. It will clear the memory. For 7th grade students, it is perfect because you aren't programming this to do anything. And if it's acting all whacked because you got into something that you don't know about, this is the easiest way to get out. But don't do this once you start programming these calculators. Now, a graphing calculator is just what we call it, a graphing calculator. I'm going to show you how to enter a graph. Do you see this y equals button? Hit y equals. Hit y equals up here. Now, I'm going to clear my y equals. Okay, now, I'm going to type in a simple function. Our simple function is going to be 2, so hit your 2, x. Do you see, look where I am, the x button, it is diagonally below the second function, x plus 4, enter. So I am graphing the function y equals 2x plus 4. All the graphing calculators, they are already preset to be y equals. Okay. Now, watch this. See up here in the right-hand corner? Hit graph. There it is. Huh. Awesome. Now, listen. Hey, listen, people. Your window. This little screen is called the window. It is automatically set up to be x maximum of 10, x minimum of -10. So it goes from 10 to -10, y max is 10, y min is -10. Okay, so that's where that graph is going to show up. Now, go back to y equals. I want to show you something. Change that 4 to 40. And now hit graph. And then you go, Mr. Rizzi, my calculator is broken. No, it is not. The graph is just not visible in this particular window. Now, watch what we're going to do. And this is important that you understand this. Do you see right next to the y equals the window button? Hit window. Now, look. Your window, since we took it back to factory settings, the minimum on the x-axis was -10. The maximum was 10. Now, right now, you don't know enough about lines to locate that line. So let's change our x min to -100. And our x max to 100. The x scale by 1, who cares? If you want to make that a 10, it doesn't matter. The scale does not matter. Y min, let's go -100 to y max of 100. So now I'm in essence stretching my window. It's going from 100 to negative 100, 100 to negative 100. Let's go back and hit graph. Graph. There it is. There's your line. The line was always there, but when I had that original window set, we were just looking right there. So we couldn't see the line because it was outside that original window. Just like programming it. So this is a quick way to get back to your original window. But don't do that if you have things programmed. Do you guys understand? Hit graph. Now, second plus set on 2. And go to y equals. Okay, now, we are going to do on page 267. Go to 267, I'm sorry. We're going to do number 39. We're going to graph these functions. I, f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 2. Does everybody see that one? All right, now, this is tricky. Okay, so go to y equals. Now, the one that we just did was just a simple function 2x plus 4. We need to hit absolute value. I am going to see this math button to find absolute value. Hit math, and you are going to go to numbers. Hit math and go over to numbers. Do you see number 1 is absolute value? So you can either hit 1 or since 1 is already selected, you can hit enter. And look, it takes me back. Oh, look at that. Absolute value. And what do I want to put in there? An X. So I'm going to use my X button. Now, you need to tab. Oh, how do you do that? You use your right arrow to take you, yes. Did you hit math? Negative 2x plus 5. Okay, type in that function, y equals negative 2x plus 5. Now, we are going to set up a table, which is where you got accidentally the last time. Do you see right next to y equals where the window button is? See above it, it says table set? Well, that's in blue. So that means I need to use my second button to get to the table set. So second and window takes me to table set. Right now, our table starts at 0 and it goes by 1. We are not going to change those two things. But the independent, we are going to go down and select ask. So key over and have it ask you for the independent. The dependent, it's going to automatically give it to us. Because we've got our domain. We want to find the range. Okay, we're telling our calculator that we want it to ask for the independent, which is what we're going to give it, and it's going to give us the dependent. All right, now go to table. We did our table set. Now we need to go to table. See above the graph button where it says table? So second table. All right, so what is our first x value? Negative 12. So type in negative 12 and hit enter. Bam! when you plug in negative 12 into that function, negative 2x plus 5, you get 29. What's our next? 2, enter, bam. 0, enter, bam. 3, enter, bam. 8, enter, bam. Here's your domain, which they gave us, and there's your range. Now, personally, I think that takes longer than just plugging the stupid numbers in. But you could do it. You could, if you like it. Do you see that? All right. Now, hit graph. Okay, so there's the graph of that function, the negative 2x plus 5. Let me show you another feature of these calculators. Okay, how about I want you to find the x and y intercept. Hit the trace button. See trace? It's right next to graph. Now, look. Do you see this cursor right here? What is my y-intercept? Look, my y-intercept is 5. 0, 5. That's the ordered pair, 0, 5. Now, move your cursor to the right. Bam. Whoa. Look at that point. This point is on that line. Keep moving it. Now, if you just hit trace, it gives you points that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decimal places long. Do you really want to monkey around with that? No. So, we are going to make them more readable. See the zoom button? Hit zoom. We want to go to the 4. We're going to hit 4. That takes us to the tens. Now, hit trace again. Now, my cursor is up here. You can't see it. Let's start scrolling. Ah, nicer. Do you see that the x and y are now rounded to the tens? And I keep scrolling down. Look, look, boom, boom, boom. There it is. What's my x-intercept is 2.5. Questions? All right. I know that was a very brief introduction to the calculator. Tomorrow, we are going to use them and do the lesson on page 269. Okay, so get cleaned up. Those of you that